that I want to share with you. It's a tenant story, and it's so juicy. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, Glaud Property. I have some tea that I wanted to share with you. I mean, to some of you guys, it might be boring tea, but I mean, why'd you come to this channel if you weren't going to be interested in landlord drama? Just joking. Anyway, but I have a tenant story to share. I'm gonna try to do a series where I give like feedback on how it is to be a landlord, and you know how transactions are and how conversations go, and basically like the overall experience of being a landlord. There would be no landlord without the tenant. Tenant and landlord go hand in hand. So to all you good tenants out there, the ones that are paying their rent on time, the ones that aren't dirtying up the house, messing stuff up, calling your landlord for every little thing, thank you, we love you. And to all you other tenants that are a headache, we don't like you. Landlords seriously don't like you. But that's neither here or there. Today I'm here to share a story with you guys. And this is exactly what it is. It's a story. It's my story to tell. You know, one day in the future, I would love to like write a book and put all of my life experiences inside of a book. So this is just another chapter. Where do I even begin with this tenant story? So we had a tenant. She started off good. She was cool. She was nice. She didn't bother us. She didn't call us for much. And then all of a sudden she started acting strange. I don't even know really where to begin, like with all the things that she's done. She's done so much. It's kind of just like it's a headache. And before I start the story, I do want to let you guys know I won't be like saying her name or giving any like specific identifying factors, because I do want to respect her privacy just a little bit. But like I said earlier in the video, it's my story to share. So here we go. I don't know if something happened to her. Maybe she smoked something bad. I don't know. Maybe she had a bad experience, but she went from being like the perfect tenant to downhill all within like a month's period. One of the very annoying things that she would do is that she would lock herself out all the time. And at this time, when we rented to her, Khalil and I were living about an hour and a half away from where this house was. So every single time she would lock herself out, it would be really inconvenient for us to try to scramble and, you know, get down there some way, or try to ask one of Khalil's random uncles to go unlock her door. And it started off being like sporadic, like she would lock herself out. But then sis was locking herself out like every other day. Like every day she was calling us like, hey, I locked myself out. And she was just annoying. Like, why do you keep locking yourself out and then calling us to come unlock you? And going through that, it's not a big deal. It's just, you know, the most annoying thing about it is just it's an annoyance. And we've learned from it. And actually, because of her and all of our like future leases, we make sure we write, if you lock yourself out, there's a fee. Like, we're not taking time out of our day anymore to come and lock you out, like especially if you're a repeat offender. So for example, what we've added in our lease is like, if you lock yourself out from Monday to Friday, I believe it's like $25 or something like that, will come unlock you. But if you lock yourself out after hours, like after 5 p.m. and over the weekends, it's like a $50 fee. Because come on, you got to be a little bit responsible here. You're an adult. We do like periodic checks on our properties, you know, just to go see how the tenant is maintaining the house. So this one particular time I went over there and it looked crazy. Clothes everywhere, dishes piled up to the sink with the water still in it. The water was so old, it had mold in it. Like, she was just trifling. The refrigerator was disgusting, everything. And mind you, when we brought this house and rented it out to her, the house was like brand freaking new floors, paint, appliances, everything. Like everything she got was new. And for her to be living so dirty, we were kind of like, what are you doing with your life? And then I remember one day I get a phone call, and I don't answer random phone numbers, but something told me just to answer this phone number. It was like super early in the morning. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning. I get a phone call, and it's this man on the other line, and he's like, hello, is this such and such Glaud property or whatever? Do you own such and such, and does such and such live here? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, I'm the superintendent of such and such school district, and we've been trying to figure out why this little kid hasn't been coming to school. And I'm like, she's not sending her kids to school? Like, what? Now I'm like judging her character, because I'm like, sis, I know you don't care about yourself and you don't care about this house, but now you're not sending your kid to school, and the teachers and principals is looking for your kid. Like, what's going on? So then I asked her, not to get in her business or whatever, but because I was trying to figure out, like, was her child okay? Did she send her child to go live somewhere else? I called her, and I'm like, I just got a phone call from the superintendent, and they're looking for you, and they're looking for your kid. Like, you haven't been sending them to school. Is everything okay? And she's like, yeah, everything's okay. They're lying. My kid has been in school. Okay, that was flag number one, because why would they lie? Like, why would they? And the thing about it is, they had went to her house at least 5 to 10 times looking for her, and they weren't able to find her, which is why they ended up contacting us, the property owner, to find out, like, doing a wellness check, exactly what's going on. And she just doesn't care. She's a person, like, she just doesn't care. So many things have happened with this girl, guys. Like, child. Another thing she did, this girl, on top of not sending her kid to school, on top of trashing the house, basically, on top of locking herself out every day, the feds was looking for her. I don't know what sis was into, but the feds came looking for her, and they like broke down the door. Like, I don't know if they use one of them things that you see on the movies where like the cops come looking for you and they gotta bust your door down. Like, this was like a whole episode out of a movie. The feds are looking for her. I don't know what she did, but either way, so they bust the door down or whatever. And, of course, it's our house. So now we have to go get another door, pay someone to put it up, which is annoying because now you're costing us to live in our house. Like, this is too much now. So we go fix her door or whatever, and we leave. And then like 2 days later, I get a phone call from her, and she's like, oh, I can't find my car keys, and my car's not here. So y'all are the last people that are in my house, so y'all must stole my car keys. Huh? We stole your car keys? Sis, your car keys wouldn't have been missing if you didn't do something illegal and the feds didn't have to break down your door. Like, I don't know what happened to your keys, and how dare you accuse your landlord of stealing your keys? Like, she was crazy. She was doing all types of crazy stuff like that. Like, then, come to find out, I don't remember what happened. I don't know if something, like, she had like a plumbing issue, but for some reason we sent one of our workers over there to fix something that she had wrong. And the whole time, this girl's a scammer. Like, she's a whole scammer. She asked the guy to borrow his phone, and mind you, she's a pretty cute, decent looking girl. She can snatch herself a man real quick. And so I guess the guy was, what's that word? Overwhelmed by her beauty. I guess she captivated him. She lied, and she was like, oh, can I use your phone? He gives her his phone, and she's like, oh, I have to send my friend money. I owe my friend some money on Cash App. Can I use your phone? So him being naive and captivated by her looks, he gives her his phone. This girl steals all his money from his Cash App. She Cash Apps herself or someone else. Like, I don't know. She drained his account, basically. And, like, why would you do that? Why would you? We know it was you, number one. That's number one. But why would you ask to use somebody's phone and then steal all their money? So now, on top of being dirty, on top of not sending your kid to school, On top of having a, an obvious apparent memory problem because you're accusing people of stealing your keys, you're locking yourself out every day. Now you're a thief. Like, bruh, can it get any worse? It gets worse. Where the house is like in a development, so there's like other houses, so there's a homeowners association. So the president of the homeowners association calls us up one day and is complaining about this girl. Like, I know you guys own this house, we need her out. Like, she's causing too much issues. She's parking her car in other people's parking spots. She's parking on the grass. Like, she's just bugging basically. Like, she was just doing everything. And then the guy is like, oh yeah, and there's a investigation out about her. And we're like, investigation? They're like, yeah, she stole two people's checks out of their mailbox. Like, two different neighbors. And one of them, I don't know, didn't, think it was a big deal. But one of the people that she stole the checks from actually decided to press charges on her. She went in the lady's mailbox, stole her check, and let's say, for example, the check was written for $50. She wrote an extra zero on it to make it seem like it was for $500, and then went to the bank to try to cash the check. And they have all of it on camera. There's like a whole police report out on it about the situation. Like, you're a thief, you're a scammer, you're all these things. Like, she was just bad for business. She worked like as an employee for the association, because where the homes are, there's a playground, there's a pool. She worked, for them. She ruined that job opportunity. She's cursing out her coworkers in the homeowners association office. She's fighting with people, threatening their lives. All this in front of her daughter. She just wasn't a good person, guys. And we've learned a lot. What we've learned is that although, we do our due diligence, we, really screen our tenants. We try to do background checks, credit checks, references, all that. But sometimes people aren't what they appear to be, like on paper versus in person. And that's what we learned from this experience. Sis was just bad for business. The final straw, as if all the other straws weren't already catastrophic, was now sis was getting into our pockets, like our personal pockets. So as you know, we have Glaud property contractors as well. So like, we do contracting business. We got hired from the homeowner association to redo the pavement, right guys? The pavement is like, the driveways, the main walkways, just basically like the whole parking lot. We do the whole thing. And it was a 6-figure job. Like, we were going to make 6 figures from doing this job because, doing pavement, concrete, all that stuff is really expensive. They found out that we were the owners of this house. We were this girl's landlord and she was our tenant, and they hated her so much that they took the job back from us. Like, they hired us and they were like, oh, y'all Glaud property? No, we don't want to do no business with you. And we lost the job. We had the papers on the table, and they found out who we were, and they were like, nah, we're good. We're not messing with y'all. Like, on top of being a bad tenant, now you're getting in the way of us making money and feeding our family. Like, I cannot stand her. Like, make the long story short, I can't stand her. And that's like, I have so many stories in my little box of stories to share. That's just one. I'm going to try to do this more often, where I like share with you guys horror stories. And I'm going to also try to share like good stories too, because if anybody is interested in getting into real estate investing, I don't want you to think that it's like a scary experience, because you don't always run into bad people. Like, the majority of the time you probably are going to have good tenants than you are going to have bad tenants. She was just a bad apple, basically. But yeah, so I'm going to try to share more stories, good stories, bad stories, regular stories. But that was just one story that I just had to get out there. I just wanted to share with you guys. Be careful who you're renting your house out to, because people are crazy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment on this video. I want to hear your feedback. Like, what do you guys think we should have done? Or what would you guys have done? I don't know what state that you guys may be watching this from, but we're in New Jersey, and New Jersey is a very, very, very tenant friendly state by law. Like, for example, legally, tenants are protected and they have more rights than landlords are. So we, obviously didn't want to go the legal route. We didn't want to spend money and our time, so we decided not to do that. But I wanted to know what you guys would have done, or what your suggestions, or what we could have done better. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're on Instagram, follow us at Glaud Property. Again, that's at Glaud Property. Thanks, guys. Okay, wait, guys. I just remembered how that door got busted down. Let me tell you. So I couldn't remember, like, what led up to the point of when her door was bust down, and before she accused us of stealing her keys or her cars. So what happened was I got a phone call actually from her mom. Now it's all coming back to me. Her mom calls and is like, I need you to come fix the door and put the door back up. And I'm like, wait, what? Why do you need me to put the door up? And like, what happened? And she couldn't say what happened. She was tongue tied. She was like, oh, I don't know what happened, but the door's just bust down. Like, I don't know. She just kept saying, like she was just sighing. And I'm just like, what is going on? But come to find out, the door was bust down because the feds came looking for her. They bust the door down looking for your daughter. Like, why didn't you just say that, sis? Why don't you just admit your daughter was a whole criminal? But, I mean, that's neither here or there. But, but she was, like, on a scale from 1 to 10, she was a negative 67. That was the type of tenant that she was. And I pray to never have a tenant like her ever, 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 ever again. She was bad for business. She made us lose out on money. She's just bad. She's a bad person. Then she was stealing from people that were coming to fix up her house, coming to do you a favor, and you're stealing from them. Like, you have no morals. You have no character. You're just a bad person. So, I hope that you have changed. If you are watching the story, which I hope you're not, but if you are, I hope that you have changed and that, you could be a better person for your child. If not, then I wish you all the best of luck. And that's basically it.